when I think of the theme that's life, I think about life being kind of the day-to-day grind. You get up, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you go to work, you pay your taxes, you do all that kind of stuff. But every now and again, a day comes along when it changes how you see things, how you see your friends, and how fragile and unexpected life can be. A day like that for me was March 5th of 2011. A friend of mine was, his name is Sam, and he was getting ready for a flight to go to Australia to marry a beautiful, intelligent woman named Jean. He, my son Brennan, who was 13 at the time, and Sam's dog Ace, who was a very sweet and lovable boxer, but dumb as a box of rocks, were sitting at a Chipotle in Florence, Kentucky on Dream Street, which is the roughest neighborhood in a suburb of Cincinnati. So we're sitting there, and it's a little bit late. Everything's fine, everything's going fine. This guy comes running by, and he's clearly not in running clothes. We don't pay a whole lot of attention to him. But about 30 seconds later, another guy comes running behind him, screaming, "Stop thief." Now, I should tell you that my friend Sam had served as a Marine MP and is a world-class martial artist. So as soon as this transpires and this guy says, "Stop thief," I see a switch go off in Sam's head. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there with my 13-year-old son, and Sam says, "Let's go." And now I'm faced with a decision to go and back up my friend, taking my 13-year-old son with me, or wait and let my buddy go off and face this, whatever the hell this is going to be, by himself. I opt to follow my friend. So we get into Sam's Prius, right, the four of us, we pile in, and we head after this pursuit, this foot pursuit. God help us, I don't know what the hell anybody's thinking. So the first guy that we catch up with is the store clerk, right? And Sam's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And this guy just robbed my liquor store with a knife. Now I'm happy that the guy doesn't have a gun, at least he's got a knife, and Sam's a world-class martial artist, so some knucklehead who's completely out of breath from trying to run the block and a half that he's run, right? I'm confident that this is going to be okay, in theory, but you never know what the hell's going to happen. So Sam says, "Get in," to the guy. So the guy whips open the back door of the Prius, where there's this big slobbery boxer, and he jumps in, and at this point I tell Brendan to get out. Brendan's my son. I tell him to get out and stand at that business. Go wait right there. Brendan gets out. So now it's the four of us in the car, and now we're after the thief. Okay, so we roll up, and the guy's completely out of breath, right? He's struggling, and Sam rolls down the window, and he says, "Hey man, what's going on?" And the guy implies that we have some inappropriate relationship with our mothers, in fairly colorful terms. And Sam says, "Hey, you really want to do this?" The guy repeats his profanity and then runs into a field. Sam, without hesitation, mounts the curb with his Prius and heads through this field. We are now off-roading in a Prius with a store clerk and a boxer who is now slobbered all over this guy. So we're headed down, and Sam's just got the biggest grin on his face you'd ever want to see. And we get to the end of this field where there's another curb, and we can see that this guy is running towards this kind of Fleabag, rent-by-the-hour motel. So we dismount the curb, and it's at this moment that I realize that something bad's going to happen, and Jean is going to kill me because Sam's not going to make this flight. Right? They're supposed to get married in like 2 days. Jean's going to kill me. All right, fine. So we roar up to the thing. The guy jumps out, and he goes to talk to the clerk, to the front desk, because he's going to call the police and tell them that we've left from the liquor store, and now this scene is at this motel. Sam and I are standing there when I swear every cop in Florence must have had nothing else going on, because like 15 cars all show up at the same time. And they're loaded for bear. 4 cops jump out, and they run up to us, and Sam, without hesitation, says, "Okay, you two come with me, you two go that way." He says he's in room 205. And I'm just standing there like, what the hell just happened? Sam is now giving orders to the cops. And they're taking him. Off they go. So I'm standing there, and all these other cops are kind of trying to secure the scene, and they're pulling out assault rifles, right? They think that this is going to be some kind of standoff. And it's just some knucklehead with a knife, right? So they're standing up there about to breach the door. Sam, again, standing right there. They're about to breach the door. God knows what's on the other side of this door. And I see Brennan standing between the guys with the assault rifles and the door. And I'm like, Brennan, what the hell did you do? Move over there. So he finally gets out of the way. And luckily the guy just surrenders. He throws his knife out and they arrest him. And he comes back down. They cuff him and they bring him out. And this sergeant walks up to us. And he says, where are you guys from? Now, I don't get it right away, but Sam immediately understands that he's asking what precinct we're from. And Sam says, well, we're not law enforcement. He says, I was an MP in the Marines, but we're not law enforcement. And you should have seen the look on this counselor. Because he realized that they were treating Sam like the incident commander, and that he was the one giving the orders for the whole thing, for this whole operation. And he's now realizing that he's probably in some trouble if this makes it out. So he says, you know what, you guys should just go. And he sends us away. Right? So as we're walking away, we decide between the three of us that we are not going to tell Brennan's mother that this happened. And we are not going to tell Jean until right now.